Hi, if you'd like to come on in, have a seat, and we'll scry the spirit space, subconscious realm as well. Here's our Inkblot that'll inspire if you want to take a screenshot so you can scry on your own time and terms for shapes or symbols that speak. We'll add on tarot and oracle along the way, as well as the spirit box for added insights or spirit shoutouts. So if you'd like to take a moment with me to release the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for holding space for me to share my insights, and as well allowing me to be a guest in this auric field we're sharing together. Let's get ready to go. I can't help but notice it's like I'm getting the feeling there's, I suppose, spirits of your ancestors coming through if you're resonating with that. Maybe somebody's calling out for ancestors. It's as though, so I almost see them like really ornate angels. Insert any word, but there's a set of them, a set of spirits coming through. And it could be parents, could be just a predominant two people that hold you really close and dear. Up to 4 as well, and it's almost as if they've been with you since birth. So 2 might have been there since birth, predominantly, and another 2 have stepped in for wherever you are now. That's how I'm feeling. And also see if the spirits are stepping forward and have a message in and of themselves to share. Their wings are very lavish. And it's almost been like slow and steady. And their presence is large. I'm not sure if this is in the transformation opportunities in the collective energy, in the collective auric field of all that is. And okay, thank you. So the 2 that have been with most, oh my goodness, even my tongue twisters, that have been with you or with most since birth. There are these other 2 larger beings that are working with more people than one. So they're assigned to almost like humanity is the feeling I'm getting. And those that are open, and I don't mean open in some new age way. I don't know how to say it because I'm not, something's misunderstood when I'm going to say a typical word. So maybe perhaps you understand, like in a deep, deep space of your being, I'm going to leave it to no words, those that are open. And perhaps it's a particular awareness that's open or a questioning. See, I'm going to try to apply typical words. They understand. They understand my efforts. It's almost as if, in the most simplest way I can put it, they are like guardians or energies of the directions. And you might be working with 2 of them most specifically at this time. Yep. 2. Thank you. We'll add on the spirit box in just one moment. Here we go. There we go. We're here in the spirit realm or subconscious realm.
Pagan.
I'm going to turn that up just a titch. So pagan just came through. Like it feels old, but not. It's almost.
Color.
The 2 that have been with you since perhaps the pagan times, or maybe you resonate. I'm not going to try and figure it out.
Daughter.
I really do feel like if you understand or have an inkling My words and efforts, though, may be entertaining or completely irritating, but you do understand. What are they bringing forward? What are these elemental spirits bringing forward? I'm seeing a beaver. Okay, so we're done there. H. It's reminding me of, forgive me, I'm not going to remember. I don't think it's like Göbekli Tepe, but it's something in and along that lines. Again, ancestrally, ancient, this, that, or the other, unknown words to describe, or an effort to maybe control, but to compartmentalize it. Anyway, it's not Göbekli Tepe, but it's something along that lines. Maybe it is, and I'm just completely forgetting. But there's like ancient, I'm going to say runes, and they're the H blocks. And like the stones are so tight. Again, here, now, today, we can't understand, or our technology, our evolution in this timeline, it can't perceive it. It's like the first time seeing a ship come forward, like when they say, right, on the waters, and you've never seen a boat before or a ship. So anyway, hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. So if you are heeding this message, though convoluted as it seems to be in trying to get it out, those who understand there is an inkling. So the beaver, there's something being built, a dam being built. Grief is coming through. If anyone's tied to anything, what are you tying yourself to? Something about the left hand as well. Excuse me. Okay. Transform is on the bottom. Grief in the left-handed path is how I'm going to say it. I'm not applying anything that we typically traditional knowledge knows, but I'm going to leave that up to you. And the right hand has the broom. Does that make sense? Again, I'm coming into the two. I'm coming into the two beings of energy as well that are supporting those. Notice how on the grief card, the word resonates with you. If it resonates, it's tied. The right hand is holding the broom. There's different spaces of movement, staff and empowerment, to leverage. Leverage? Oh, we're going up there? Okay. I feel like there is a wisdom in this. I'm trying to... Do you know what it's like? It's like I'm trying to find language in a language I'm not sure what it is. But it's English. But let's draw back to the inspiration from the spirit box of pagan. It's like a different time, how they spoke differently, or like Shakespearean time, this, that, or the other.
What happened?
It's English, but it's spoken differently. At least the way I'm hearing it. You might hear it in your native language. It's almost like it's cryptic enough, which I adore. So thank you for bringing that up. Even in the way I dive into divination, it's cryptic enough so that any clarities remain with the person perceiving and receiving to come to their own conclusions or contemplations. So the crypticness has high value for those that are willing, wanting to heed, whether it's moments of inspiration or to tether and tie the story together, this, that, or the other, right? Okay. Because we're in the landscape of consciousness and creative communication with consciousness. So the crypticness of it is part of it to ensure sovereignty, to sweep in or sweep out what stays.
Hide now.
When something is clear, again, has value, but for the sake of what's coming through, when something is clear and I ask a question, let's just say, should I do this or not do this? And it's like, yes or no. It's so clear. My sovereignty of sorts almost wants to rebel against the clarity or the simplicity of it. So I'm going to possibly receive it. And it's going to confirm what I already know within me. Should I do this? No. Yep, knew it. Okay. And then there's the option of, should I do it? No, but I want to. So I might end up creating something that takes me on a different path to challenge it. Does that make sense? Anyway, I don't want to apologize for that because, again, it's very cryptic. And I personally, as Steph, enjoy that space. I appreciate it. I don't know if others do. But I assume if you're still here, there's a degree that you understand as well.
Not recently. What?
I'm just going to say that. Okay, so transformation was on the bottom. And when I was talking about the collective consciousness,
Goodbye. Help me.
Goodbye. Thank you so much, love. If you need help, by all means, please step forward with some information, or perhaps somebody listening will be able to heed and connect with you. The transformation of the collective that are open to whatever that means in that space. And whatever it means, I think for them personally, that's why I don't want to define openness or apply a terminology. And then I have coming out here in the Crow Oracle is direction and waterproof. Direction, left or right. Interesting. So I just saw as the left or right what's in the center. So left or right hand path for simplicity's sake. And imagine they're like PowerPoints of the base of a triangle and the center space comes up to the heart. Yes. Right up here to the high heart or the human heart, whichever you're feeling, whatever you're feeling. So both directions inevitably will lead to what one truly wants and desires. Maybe it's to manifest, maybe it's to navigate the collective energy. Left and right-handed paths chosen.
24.
They're all mixed up. 24 might be a number to you. Could also be a year if that's how old you are. Okay, waterproof.
What is happening?
We are scrying and delivering messages and sharing them with those who are watching, if you'd like to join. Waterproof, waterproof, waterproof. Okay, there are some with these spirits. And now, sometimes when I scry through the camera, I can see it differently, and I'm seeing it like a sloth. Again, slow and steady. And, you know, as a Capricorn, I respect that and understand it, but there's always this drive to do things like right now. But sometimes it can't happen right now. You see that face in there? Like I'm seeing it as a very sloth, but again.
Empty.
Feel well to see it how you perceive it. The beaver of the building and the dams. There might be a block somewhere amongst the collective, and that's what sensitives maybe are sensing.
Supporters.
And then I just heard, can't go over it, can't go under it, might as well go through it. Might as well go through it.
Keep.
Something about the waterproof is bringing me into a protective shell that serves almost like what doesn't serve me washes away and beads off. Warning came through. Because your spirit, I have something in my eye again. It's almost like the hermit's lantern. As you're navigating, proves valuable in exposing certain things. Again, no judgment, the left or right path. 10 of Pentacles, Lord of Wealth. Whatever you're on, regardless, will bring a wealth of all things in that area. And I just heard the Lord of Abandoned Success and Despair and Cruelty is behind it. Okay, 2 shakes here of a lamb's tail. If one is in the mindset of abandonment, failures, this, that, or the other, cruelties, that is still a wealth of that. And for some, somewhere, strong, yes, that is an outcome they perceive in their favor, whether it's to learn something, it's a lesson, or they are incurring karma. And when I say karma, I mean like universal justice in this lifetime. So they're incurring something they may not have the foresight to consider the implications all the way through. However, there's value in that because that's an extremity of how they're going to learn. Then I flip. And those that have worked through, perhaps this is yourself and you can resonate, because it seems to be the wisdom of these guardians stepping forward. For those that have moved through, are moving through their openness to receive and move past the grief. And I mean that in the being tied. You're choosing new directions, at least open to the direction, to peek through perhaps any cruelty and despair that you in this incarnation or others paralleling lives have gone through. Any failures, you're changing the perception as, why can't I say that? Changing the perception to something else that serves you positively. To say, well, that was a failure. But that failure was education for my essence to lead me into an alignment of what I really want to define as wealth. Does that make sense? I'm not sure. I think so. I think I'm saying it well enough. Again, those that know can find the threads to weave it into their sweater versus me saying, here, have this sweater. And anyway,
sacrifice.
And then it brings me out from being tied to using the broom.
Coming to get me.
In that direction. If there is somebody who feels like they have a spiritual stalker, I almost want to say, take a moment, because if you are...
Clown.
If you are open, perceiving beyond
show yourself
the norm, Do you want them to be exposed? Even if it's of your own mindset, past patterning, present
Stupid.
programming, and it's not working for you, and there's like a sabotaging energy over here, and that's okay. Sometimes the spirits are battling it out on their own. But if you can resonate with that and you're like, but I have these thoughts that still come in, like I'm a failure, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Pick up your broom, sweep. For some, it might be more of a smudging situation. For some, it might be an actual sweeping. What is that old tale or wives' tale? Maybe it's not wives. Maybe it's just something, or wives. Maybe it's something my grandmother did, and I've heard it in regards to other cultures where they will sweep like their driveway or their front porch or their front door. Like my grandma used to sweep her door and driveway. Literally her driveway. It was amazing. But when you're young, you're like, I don't get it. And then I would see other people sweeping in front of their businesses or their homes. And the spirit of this that I come to understand by asking questions is they're sweeping out yesterday, per se, and to welcome space for new energies, customers, people, places, or things to come in. Broom. So if you might feel that there's like a little bit of a stalker energy, sorry, I want to come back because these angels just came back in. And they said, but that's your strength to have to see that, because it could be external to you as an energy or entity, but it also could be a part of you that is from an old programming, past programming, and because it's being released, it's fighting to stay home, to be relevant, to be important. It's tethered. I almost want to say, like, sweep it, free it, however that feels good to you. And this might take some maintenance. The way I saw it was even when someone has a baby and the umbilical cord is cut and tied up, but there's still, like, what is it, a year, give or take, forgive me, whatever the time frame is, that the mother needs to nurture, provide milk and the nutrients that once was happening internally and now happens externally. That still has to happen. In this case, it's the opposite, to release. So the sweeping, the intention, the noticing of the subconscious seeds coming forward, like little stalkers, even whether it's external or internal. Oh my goodness, I've been blabbering on, but I'm going to keep going here. I have flipped it to win it. If you want to take a moment with me to take a screenshot of it this way, of course, you can just flip it on your own if you did decide. So hearth happiness in our hearts and home came through just before we were sweeping through. It's like, okay, so thank you. Just as I was talking about like that stalkery feeling and
don't leave.
Sorry, I'm so chilly. Oh, can I even remember a few moments ago? I'm not sure. Oh, the maintenance, right? The maintenance to little bits by little bits, and then slowly they walk, and it's like return to source. But you might be the source unknowingly. So there's a mindfulness here. Thank you. So it brings me into, I believe, with the indigenous culture that we have here locally as our neighbors. And when someone passes or there's a tragedy, they hold a fire and they keep the fire burning. Right? So there's a fire keeper. And this is what wisdom is stepping forward. Again, it's like the maintenance needs to be done. Adding wood to keep warding it off. And not in an angst of forever, but as an honor that I am keeping this heart space strong to burn away what does not serve, to maintain a border, this, that, or the other. And then what is it, like 7 days? I could be very, very wrong. Actually, it could be like 14 days. I'm not sure. It helps alleviate the risks to bring in the rewards of that. And then the maintenance after that is even different, right? How you go through an honoring, it elevates. So maybe you'll do something different. And it's almost like when you're closing out your sacred fire or burning, but whatever the case may be, maybe it's something you do every day. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It just needs to be consistent. In honor of it will change and transform.
Children, are you a friend?
I totally lost my train of thought there, so it like just like left. Yes, I am, love. Are you a friend? Okay, so I'm gonna continue on here. Sorry. Okay, what am I seeing now? Zombie control. This is okay, so thank you. Just releasing control of things. Once you have buried something, released something to the earth or from your subconscious mind, also being mindful, thank you, how this is a grave in control, there could be subconscious seeds in there. So when someone says return to source, granted that may be an exact place it needs to be and to be the way to be spoken, but I want to bring in that alternative perspective that you may be the source subconsciously. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why it re-rises. Maybe this is cycles. That's why it seems to re-rise. Like it goes away, but then it comes back. It goes away, and then it comes back. I'm seeing microphones. Something about voices being... I'm going to go over there. Thank you.
Wounded.
Perhaps very wounded. You're right. Voices being wounded. And that's not to be assessed as bad or good, but to hear and heed. I'm looking at landscape. It's like I'm looking at a water source. Or sorry, like a land, and it's the closest I can bring it into is like Easter Island or something like that. Some sort of island. There's 2 islands. Something about longitude and latitude. Is everything splitting? Is a divide trying to be created? Is a divide being created by thoughts? Judgment in the reverse.
Where are we?
9 of Pentacles. You are in Ontario, Canada. Where? Oh, you're in the afterlife, possibly the astral realm. Dimensions being. Okay, thank you. Sorry if that was oh, they were all upside down. The freak. Okay, so there we have the freak. Maybe sometimes you feel like a freak. You know, I feel like we all do at some point in time. And -3, yeah, it can make you feel a little interesting, like outside of the divide. And then it brings me into, it's coming through again. So you might have spirit guides that are indigenous for some, or at least they're stepping forward. It's bringing me into the wampum agreement, and it's like purple and white, and basically like there's this way and that way, and we'll meet and create a middle way. And then I'm also seeing it the way, there we go. Yep. Again, forgive me, I'm not fully knowledgeable in all the stories of different cultures, just pieces of it from my funeral administration training. Is it Moses that divides or parts the sea? Do you see what I'm saying? If a new way is being cultivated, not new, it appears new, I don't know how to say that. If it another way, an alternative way, is being presented.
Undecided.
It kind of creates a little bit of chaos on either side. This isn't about indecision. This is about, I have knowledge and understanding and experience of this side, this path. I have knowledge and understanding of this side and this path. And by my own conscious and subconscious and preconscious, add all the words that fit for you, I am deciding to step forward and bring it together. And say, well, I can't choose because I am of both. Okay, sorry. So Judgment and the Nine of Pentacles came through. I feel like the spirit message, thank you, as they're not closing in on me, but I feel very supported. And I am freezing. I probably am possessed right now. I'm possessed by the paranormal. But I'm appreciating the message because it feels as though it's taken, if I can share this with you and you're still with me, and gratitude for that. Like these massive angels that were coming in, like they felt very large, snail-like, but they were coming in slow. And now I feel like they're here. And like when I was talking about the islands, which I saw in here, there's one and there's the other. It's almost as if they were an island and I was an island. And it was like we were okay, attracting in because they're a massive presence. But I'm not going to lie, there's also like right about never eat shredded wheat. Yes, that just happened. North to me, a little bit east. I don't know the degrees. There is spirits over there that are trying to come in. Like I'm doing that. Like they're right about there. I don't know if they're in pain or they wish to, like the subconscious seeds I was talking about, the subconscious spirits of my own mind, if they're being projected out for me to see them and just get my attention. Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe you also have that like peripheral stuff. I feel like this is a very internal message that's being externalized. But if you are a sensitive seer, hopefully you're understanding with me. Is that, or at least enjoying the exploration. Because the Nine of Pentacles and the Judgments, I feel like you are making good judgments. That doesn't mean they all feel good and happy.
Shelf.
Something about, what was that? Sorry, it just like fleeted right by me. You're upholding the heart, right? Left, right, good, bad, this a polarity, a higher state of balance. I want to say like morale and ethics, but those are different for everybody. But that's almost like the beauty of it is that everyone's holding this space on their own accord. It's not sameness, similarities. Respect. It's a respect to say whatever you have come to and are holding, you are holding it on your own fruition. And are still willing to move things. You have unburied things, you've uncaged things. Whatever has a control on you. Slow and steady. And what came out over here was Two of Pentacles. Thank you. 5 of Swords. And the 6 of Pentacles. I'll bring these bad boys up. And when the 2 came up, it was about that indecision. But 2's come up the whole time.
Battle.
the whole time. The battle between good and evil. I don't even want to give it that power. But for simplicity's sake, bringing it home into the self. The freak is stepping forward again. It's almost like I feel like I'm surrounded by a lot of black sheep. And the Five of Swords is coming through. There's that landscape again. There's landscape. It's like being able to see through the mountain of mud and piles of things we've buried subconsciously or in the spirit realm. The spirit is helping to expose them in order to release, like sword in the stone thing. You know, draw it out, working with the metal element to sharpen your wits about you, sharpen your skills, your senses, this, that, or the other, to be able to protect and serve in however your sovereignty of some sort. But I'm not going to lie, there's like a little bit of fun in there, so humor can also be very healing. The Six of Pentacles can mean anything to you. Please follow that. What I'm looking at is the artistry on the card. And the skeleton is this for like the children of, I was going to say the future, but I'm going to say the next generation that will and is being born now, coming back into the umbilical cord. Even some, it's like there's, okay, so I just saw grief and broom as ascending, descending, looking at the cosmic egg.
Fly.
Working up, working down, all of the different dimensions within the cosmic egg. If you resonate with that, apply anything you'd like.
Lights.
There's no race. Each space has its place, and it holds the promise to learn a wealth of whatever it is you're going to learn, a success, a wealth of the ways. The Two of Pentacles, yes. Sorry, Six of Pentacles are coming through. The book Hands of Light is coming through. If anyone is a healer or an energy worker, Reiki practitioner, esoteric polarity therapy, this, that, or the other. Anyway, the book, The Hands of Light is coming through. The veil. Oh, I kind of feel like I'm marrying myself. Mirroring. I'm committing to the shadow, the shine of myself. And as soon as I say that, it's like I can see geometry.
Coffin.
Lights up.
Siblings.
Okay. I'm going to get ready to close out here. What are we going to add on to close? Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't even know if I said like, share, subscribe anywhere along the way. But for those of you that had the willingness to sit with me and scry with me, I am fully grateful for this message. Someone's spirit message. Someone's I just heard.
Scorpio.
Somebody might feel, this could be a spirit acknowledging working with somebody in spirit. Spirit working with spirit. Feels bound and gagged? Yes. Okay.
Children.
Are the children being bound and gagged? What's going on? You've said that a few times and I just saw it. So right in here, it's like I'm seeing it, like if I had my bandana here, I won't because my hair's a mess. And it's like, like being held hostage or something. And then this freak card, see how there's a bag over their head? Page of Wands. Yes, children. Four of Swords. Some sort of sacrifice. But you can, of course, take whatever the message means to you. The High Priestess. The Emperor. Oh my goodness, what's going on? They are married or a power couple. They think they're doing something for the greater good of their path. Oh, they're controlled by something. They're controlled by something.
Damaged.
Okay, so the children are not suffering on the souls. The souls are not suffering. It's almost as if, and I know this is uncomfortable, the children's souls are aware that they are actually the teachers and their sacrifice because something is happening.
Melt. Female.
Because it's being more and more exposed because of their, you say children, and I get it because I see them earthly expressed as children, but I don't feel like their souls are. I feel like their souls are teachers. This high priestess and emperor that are lovers, married, or power couple, their earthly expression being whatever. They could even be prominent positions that believe 10 of Wands that they are releasing burdens, but adding blessings to their path, their way, whatever the case may be, right? So they're walking through that because that's what they believe that they're doing. They're honoring what they perceive as light. But there's the Hierophant here. And I'm not making the judgment call of what's right, wrong, or ugly. I am not that of universal justice. No, I'm only human and have limited.
Jonathan.
But let's first say, for simplicity's sake,
happened?
and again, going to morale and ethics, the basic understanding of, no, I don't align with that. That's the sovereignty of my space. I can release applying a judgment of right or wrong, looking at the scope of all that is to the best of my ability. But in the here and now, I will say, no, I do not align with that.
Not recently.
So the Hierophant comes forward. They're going to be brought into justice. They're part of some sort of society or something. See those keys? They think or have built protection around them. But they also, I don't know if this comes through. This is a brilliant card. Like, see how their hands are behind their back? They are chained to something that they believe they're being of service to, in a wealth of abandoned success and despair and cruelty. That's what this is happening. I'm going to be catty and say, they're freaks.
Pain.
From my placement, they're creating physical pain. The prohibitionist is behind that, the Hierophant, and justice. The Knight of Swords, I'm seeing I think it's Archangel Michael archetype coming through. Queen of Swords and the Ten of Cups, again, balanced by the Queen of Pentacles.
Help.
Yeah. Justice will be served in the current system that's in place, even though it's justice in the here and now is skewed. I'm curious because I've said universal justice a few times in this session. A universal justice is being served.
Alexander.
Okay. I am going to close out this message here. Oh, did I even okay, well, honesty was on the bottom. Look at that. I get all unearthly. Thank you. That's honesty. See how there's an angel back there? This feels like the children. They are not, even in their passing, as that is a portion of their consciousness that have that experience. They're bringing forth the honest
Dislike.
history that they too disliked. The dangers and the turmoil that are created for danger that just came up. I don't know. I feel like it's reminding me of something I watched. Again, I don't have facts on it. Something I watched in regards to, is it Belgium or something like that? Like there's some place like that is and I only say that because like where my husband's family's, like their ancestry is from, and so that's why it stood out. I'm like, oh, what is going on? But there was something like a clip I saw or something that there's some sort of society there, secret society, call it what you will. And like if you go into this castle or something or this space, like you just disappear. Again, I don't know if it's fact or if it's just something that stood out and I aligned with my curiosity and the certain subjects and topics that I tend to enjoy. But there is something seductive and dangerous, and this is what brought that up. Right? I'm not trying to give you the finger. It's like this stature of a space, of a placement, and there's a sleeping lion out front. So like if anyone comes too close, they just, but it's so seductive, but it kind of takes you to your grave. Okay. But these children, okay.
I need to go.
Okay. You can head over. There is a light over to the one side there, and there's also a light to my left. Depending on, look at that, left and right. Whichever direction and degree you wish to wander, you're welcome. You're welcome to leave. Thank you. Oh, you can also take the basement. There's a being down there who will greet you and help you out. Oh, you're probably working more shamanism if you're heading down there. That's cool.
Janice.
Okay. Sorry, sidebar conversation with spirit. So the children that aren't children, their souls aren't children, but in this earthly expression, any of the paralleling past lives that I saw them and perhaps were a sacrifice of some sort, they are not actually children in soul space. They're the teachers. Yeah, they are workers. They could even be some of these guardians. It's like they needed to gather the actual experience to be able to speak to it, to be able to help it, dispel it, release it. If that makes sense. And that comes in the revolution. But this revolution kind of feel, and that's a great word, so thank you very much. And it kind of reminds me of, remember we were like talking about Moses, parting of the sea,
what should I do?
All that kind of good stuff. Even the Wampa, again, old knowledge that tells the tale there is another way. The deception of there only being left and right, one or two, up or down, I don't think is entirely correct. Anyway, so I'm going to close out with,
Evil.
it's like seeing
Sentenced.
this, revolution slide through this channel. But there's still discomfort, right? Like things coming back to the beginning. Transformation. The living and the dead are working together. Those who are meeting in the middle. This is a very long reading. And I'm going to let that be. We are closing out. Third harvest. Okay. Graveyard's on the bottom.
Cage.
Thank you, spirits. I'm going to let you go here. And we will start to close out. Otherwise, I get way too distracted and I'll keep communicating. So the Banshee came up. And I feel like this is what is slowly being, whatever Banshee relates to one person or another. Elements and crystals and herbs, even other planes of existence are working in this meeting in the middle meeting in the middle. You got earthly elements coming through, whether it's in the plant realm, the mineral realm. You could also be working with these elements, like remember when we were talking about like cleaning or smudging. And you might even take tarot oracle cards that have words on them and just simply, work them around or place them in certain points of your home. If it says, protection or crystal or herbs, it's also bringing me into that space of this one shaman I interacted with, and he had nothing. He simply called forward. He had trained or been trained over the years to just simply call forward with permission and built a relationship with different crystals and herbs, this, that, or the other. And any sort of physical evidence, like we hear now, visually, like for people like me that are visually, one of the ways we learn and receive information through colors, symbols, this, that, or the other, they were for me. But actually, he never accommodated that. He just simply taught me that he had spent many years building relationships with the tangible item until that could be released. So I'm seeing, like I said, even a tarot card, if it says something, or an oracle card, strength as an example. And I want to place this somewhere in my home or by my bedside. Or if I'm going somewhere and need strength, I'm going to slide this bad boy in my pocket. Right? Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. I think this is the longest session I've ever done. And I'll see on my end anyway how long she takes to upload, being in my rural area. I am so grateful for your time and attention. I truly am. Third harvest came up. We're going from the 2 to 3. So wherever 2 to 3 or -2 to -3, everyone's working in their directions with that space in the middle, which is funny. I'm seeing it as 0. Thank you. I am so grateful. And until next time, I'm going to do a quick smudge and help anybody out here off to the side, and maybe over here check them out. I'll see you again soon. Thank you.